Hello everyone, this is Jody Orange and today we will be talking about pikes. Now for the first game I've just uploaded more of a YOLO kind of game just so I can go over some of the problems that pikes do face at the moment. Now one of the biggest problems is simply forming in the right direction. Because you see that little arrow in front of your unit? See that? Well, okay, basically that's the direction your pikes are going to form. So if you click on a unit and it requires you to turn slightly, that arrow will change direction. So when you put your pikes down, they could be facing sideways. And the reason that happens to every unit, but the reason it's such a big deal on pikes, if you slightly screw up, you'll most likely rout. Like if you face the wrong direction for 2 seconds, you'll most likely rout. So what I'm starting to figure out is click just in front of your unit. Like you have to spam it. It's really annoying. So you can't just click in a big line like this. See how it has all those little turns? So if I run into the enemy and I click on them, it has those little turns. They'll follow that path, and then when I push pikes down, it could be facing the wrong direction. And that's a big problem. Like it's a massive problem because pikes can easily be bugged out by other players. For example, if pike unit is coming towards you and then most likely clicks on you, you can move slightly to the side and that will cause them to turn and put their pikes down in the wrong direction. And then they're slow, so you can outmaneuver into their flanks. So it's just an easy fucking way to beat pikes. There you go. If you ever want to beat pikes, that's all you have to do, slightly move. So here you can see it in action. See that little turn because they're trying to get around that cliff? That's bugged them out. They've put it down in the wrong direction. And that's basically what happens. And since they don't engage units in the flanks, they only engage units in the side they've got pikes down. That's why their morale drops so quick, because it counts as them like hitting you basically, and you're not fighting back. So you rout in like 4 seconds. So you can actually be winning a combat massively and still rout because a few units just slip by. And that's why I would always recommend bringing that wine consumable, because you might be winning a combat. It happens all the time. You're winning the combat and then you rout. And you might be looking at that going, how come he can charge cavalry through pikes? Well, since they're retarded, since pikes are retarded and face the wrong direction, I can charge because the pikes are facing towards the sea, and the ones on that side where I charged didn't have their pikes down at all because they got engaged in combat facing the wrong direction. Now another problem with pikes is the way they lock onto units. Well, first I'll explain something. You can't just click through a unit because you will rout. Like even if you do some massive damage to them moving through them, the minute that you let like 4 guys slip by, you will rout. So you can't actually just click through. That would be great if you could do your formation and click through and they would actually attack. But what instead happens is you take massive morale losses because you click through and it lets a lot of guys pass, and then yeah, you rout basically. So when you start losing morale, say if you're moving through, you're killing them, and then you decide, oh now I'm starting to lose morale, I'll click on the unit so they kill those ones that have slipped past. That will also bug your pikes out because they'll start facing all sorts of directions. So back to the way they lock onto units. I'll just show you a quick clip here of what I mean, like how they bug out. This will explain it all. So most units you are rewarded for surprising the enemy and having better reaction speeds, but on pikes it's not the case because pikes will often bug out when you're moving too quickly and try to lock onto a unit. Like you'll see in this video right here. So I've seen these spears in here and then I'll try to line up, so I'm going to wipe that unit out very quickly and then fight the other one. But when I push formation, look what they do. They're just all the fuck over the place because they can't lock onto units properly. That's the problem. They were facing a slight angle when I pressed pikes. So to the pikes that means face right, which is, and then just fucking go full retard basically. You know, it's just. So for me to do that, I would have to press hold. Once I get into that position so they all line up, and then make sure I am facing right into their flank or right into the front of them. But that takes so much time. By the time I've done that, the other spear unit would have hit me in the side, and since Pike's morale drops so quickly, I would rout. So it was a lose-lose situation there, and that's a big fucking problem with Pikes. And another problem they do face is the need to constantly babysit them. And here's an example of that. So here you can see my allies' cavalry advancing, and this is tier 4, so I didn't really care about too much after the game. When it happened, I was pissed off, but you know, tier 4, what can you do? So I'm thinking this guy's pretty good. He's going to bait them into my pikes, and then I'll be able to kill them. So here he comes. He's running through my unit, and then boom, I put pikes down and smash these guys, and then he decides, no, I'm going back in. So that's friendly fire right there. Yep. And see, I raise them straight away. I raise them as quick as I can. But yeah. So not only do you have to make sure your units are facing the exact right direction, you also have to be wary of your allies. So pikes are, well, to me, the most skillful unit. You have to be fucking right on par with pikes. Can't make any mistakes. And I just feel like you're not really rewarded for all that effort. Like, it was the most stressful fucking week I've ever had playing pikes. It took me 6 days just to get used to them. And you guys probably saw me around, running around facing the wrong direction with pikes, trying to charge with pikes. 6 days of getting fucked up, figuring out, oh wait, you can't do that. You can't do that because you're pikes. So you can do it on every other unit. But since you're pikes, nah, can't do that shit. And one thing that's annoying is if they had a formation attack, or if they stayed in formation, it would probably fix up a lot of those bugs. But guess what? The formation pikes are tier 10. And I'm not testing that shit. I'm not going to farm tier 10 just to see if they're slightly better. And what I mean by that is you also get these bugs where if you have 4 guys that were lagging behind because they ran into some terrain or they were just in combat, you put your pike formation down in the right direction and they'll bug out because of those 4 guys. They'll try to run back to those 4 guys and then put their pikes down in the fucking any direction they want, and basically you're dead. And there's a million other things that bug pikes out, but I'll end it on this one. Like, just play pikes once in a while and you'll just see the bugs. So the one I'm going to end it on is how charges can really screw you over. So I just went and grabbed a drink and I've decided I'm going to make the pikes videos into 2 parts, because I want to be positive in one of my videos. I've done a lot of negative videos and this is ending up another one. So I'm going to split it, because I'm talking about bugs. So if I go into the gameplay now, I'm just going to be negative. So I'm just going to cut it. You know, I'm going to show you guys these bugs, etc. And then I'll make another video of the actual gameplay. So here I see a great opportunity to test pike charges because I've heard so much about them. So I've got my pikes down, I'm lining it up perfectly, there goes a charge. And yep, okay, so that did some stuff I guess, but then look what happens here. So instead of continuing to fight like that, there's totally bug out because of that charge. And yeah, just horrible. And they were in Testudo, but I don't even care if the charge did no damage. The thing is, after the charge you see what happens, they bug out. And that's what usually happens when you charge with pikes. Like, yeah, it can be great. And I'll show you some footage of that in my next video, but overall charges can be pretty damn risky, because they will bug out your pikes a fair bit. Now to wrap the video up, I'll just go on a bit of a ramble about pikes just in general. So what I find is pikes are really good in those, you know, those small corridor areas where there isn't any room to flank them, and also in 1v1 situations they are very good. But the problem is when you are in those corridors you do face the chances of putting your pikes down in the wrong direction, because your unit's always changing formation and therefore always changing direction. And while they do very well when facing a unit straight on, they don't do very well. Look, you can't support your pikes easily. You can support them, but it's hard as hell. And yeah, you just don't get enough reward for effort, in my opinion. And as far as pike combinations go, they are still really good at defending 2 ranged units, like 2 slingers, 2 archers, or 2 catapults. They're really good at that. You only have to worry about 1 pike unit, which is of course a lot easier. You know, if you're just controlling 1 pike unit and you're defending range, it's very easy to control them and make sure they don't friendly fire anything and they don't bug out. So of course the strongest combo to me is still 2 archers, 1 pike unit. It's still great because pikes are so good at defending other units. But I'll go over that in my next video. I'll make a more positive video. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please subscribe and thumbs up. And until next time, enjoy your gaming.